Are we live? Are we live? We are live. Just took a drink of my smoothie there. Choking on flax seeds. All right. Audio is good. Audio check. Put that a little closer to me. And all right, let's do this. Hey there, my name is Peter. You're watching Bad Guru Nightly, and I am Bad Guru. This show is meant to serve as a reminder that your attention matters. You see, what we give our attention to becomes a greater part of our experience. We shape our world with the power of our attention. So it's important to be deliberate. And I'm so glad you decided to give me some of your attention here tonight. I'm worried that my audio is not going to be... So glad you decided to give me some of your attention here tonight. What we're talking about, your worthiness. You are worthy. You are worthy. But first, how was your day? How was your day? My goodness, you had a day, didn't you? You had a whole day almost. It's 10:46 p.m. You almost had a whole day. Oh, somebody's telling me that I'm choppy. Let me see here. Gotta make sure that... Oh, why do I have all this open? Huh? Close you down. How do I close you down? All right. I don't want to be choppy. Was I choppy over on Facebook? Hope it wasn't choppy over on Facebook. All right. Close those windows. Let's get that choppiness gone here. All right. Okay, is that better? I know this is weird. I know this is weird, man. Give me a second, man. I want to ask you how your day was, man. And here I am finicking with the connections, you know. When is he gonna get this figured out, huh? When is it gonna be okay? Is it still choppy? I wonder. Is it still choppy? All right. All right, am I still choppy? Okay, I'm waving my hand here. All right, I think we're good. Where was I? Oh, yeah. How was your day? Man, you had a day, didn't you? You had a whole day, almost a whole, it's 10:48. You had almost a whole day, man. What'd you do with it, huh? Did you move forward? Did you inch forward, huh? Did you make any advancement towards what you want? Not what your boss wants, not what your mom wants, you know, but what you want. Did you take a look, a gander, a peek at what you want? And did you move towards it? What is your future like, man? What do you want for yourself a year from now, 5 years from now, 10 years from now? What do you want with your life? Did you take steps today to move you in that direction? It's no shame if you did. It's no shame if you did. But if you didn't, there's no shame if you didn't. But if you did take steps to move forward, praise be to you. Thank God you did that. You made life better for all of us. It's important that you pursue that which is purposeful to you. You know? Pursuing what is purposeful allows us to know in life, hey, what should or shouldn't we do? Maybe your thing isn't good for the world, purposeful in a way that helps the world directly. You know, maybe it's like your own self-interest, your own pleasure, whatever. But I think it's still important for you to pursue those purposes, because when we all pursue our purposes, no matter what they are, along the spectrum of human experience, then we have a truer construction of the world around us, because it's being constructed based on the actual purposes of the people who are involved. But when you have people who are like tamping down their purpose and all that, when you have people who are not experiencing their purpose and not caring about that and not acting in that way, then you get squirrely behavior. Then you get whole industries and jobs and all that stuff that pop up that are there, that are aberrant, that are like skewed, that don't like connect with reality because they're not in line with the actual purposes of the people who are participating in them. It's important to pursue your own purpose. I'm not talking about you got to be Mother Teresa. I'm not saying you got to be Obama. I'm not talking about you're some holy purpose. I'm not talking about the thing you were born to do. It's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about is taking action on a daily basis, involving your day with that which is of value to you. Not only value in that it pays my bills, but value in this is action worth doing. Can you imagine we live in a world where people are engaged with action worth doing, that they individually perceive as worth doing? Oh my goodness. You ever sit at your job and you're like, what is the purpose of this job? What is this for? Is this going to help? Oh, it's going to help this company. It's going to help. What are they trying to do in the world? And what do I care? What do I care that they've accomplished their mission? Am I giving my purpose, my energy, my life force, my vitality, my youth, my experience, my consciousness over to some purpose that I don't even care about because of my bills? How dare you, sir? How dare you, ma'am? I get it. I know what it's like. My God, man, it's tough to live in this world, man. There's a tax on living, man. You got to pay your bills. You got to get your rent. Maybe you got a car. You got to get around. You got to pay that. Maybe you got kids. You got to deal. Gosh darn, those kids. It's tough. It's a tough world to live in. I know that. But as best as we can, if we can find a way to move in the direction of doing things during our day that are not for anybody else necessarily, but that are in accordance with what we value, what we desire, what we will, then we're going to have a world that's going to shape itself to be more organic and natural looking, more human, whatever that means. I don't know what kind of day you had, and I don't know what kind of day you wanted, but the day I wanted for you is a day where you felt an ownership of your day, where you engage in activity, whether it's with the words you spoke, the thoughts you thought, the feelings you felt, the actions you took, that they were in accordance with what you value. We make a better world. If you want to make the world a better place, take a look at yourself and make a change. You gotta get it right. While you got the time, you gotta make up your mind in the man in the mirror. Oh yeah, I'm asking you to change. Ooh. And I know, all right. Don't let me sing Michael Jackson. Don't get me all Jackson up. Microfied. No, thank you. I hope you had a great day. I don't know how your day went, but it's okay. If you had a bad day, I'm right there with you. I get it. It's tough being a human being. You have a great day? Good. Outstanding day? Even better. But tomorrow is another day. And you got a choice to make. You have got a choice to make. Every single moment of every single day, you make a choice to move you towards that which you desire or away from it. And you help us all of us on this planet, all of us in the future of humankind, if you make the decision that helps you to move in the direction of your desires, what you will, what you value. And if you did that in any way, in any small part, even if you tried to do it, even if you would actually want to do it but didn't do it, I thank you. Thank you so much. You're wonderful. All right. Good day, bad day, great day, terrible day, okay day. It's fine the day you had. The day you had is the day you had. But you can make a decision that makes tomorrow even better. What do you think, huh? I can make a decision that makes tomorrow even better. Right? I could go to bed at a reasonable time. I could go to, hey, Peter, Mr. Preachy, you could go to bed at a reasonable time. You go to bed like 4 a.m, man. What's wrong with you, man? How good are you gonna be the next day if you're tired? I am never tired. I haven't been tired a day in my life. Maybe that means I don't do enough. You can make a decision that makes your tomorrow better. You can. You know what I used to do? I used to, thank you for liking my video. I can see when folks like the video. Thank you so much for liking this video. You make it more likely that other people will find it. Thank you. I've always been like in the state of like experimenting and making my day better, you know? And sometimes I made good decisions. Sometimes I make poor decisions. I remember In the sake of efficiency, I wanted to be able to sleep in the mornings before going to school, but to get the maximum time, minutes of sleep, because I'd go to bed so late that I really love being up at night, that I really needed every minute in the morning to sleep. And so I would start. First, I started to. I choose the clothes I'd wear the next day, right? You're like, that's fine, that's normal. It's kind of weird that you did that when you were like 12 years old or something, but I get that. Maybe I was closer to 14. I get that. It's a little strange, but whatever. You set out the clothes that you're going to wear. Like you were a little boy or little girl and your mommy and daddy put out some clothes for you, okay? You did that for yourself, okay? You weirdo. We get that, okay? That's normal. That's okay. But then I went a little further. And I would, instead of just putting out the clothes that I was going to wear the next day, don't judge me, don't judge me, wear the clothes at night while I slept, so I didn't have to put them on in the morning. Right? Come on. Smart. That's smart thinking right there. And go to bed in my clothes, fully dressed. I'm talking shirt, undershirt, pants, leggings, socks. I'd wear my shoes, but my mom didn't let me wear shoes in the house. Everything on, underwear, everything was on. And I slept that way. I haven't thought about that in a long time. I even planned on saying that here today, but I'm thinking about it right now. I slept that way just to save a few minutes in the morning. I thought it would improve my life. But now looking back, I can see it's just a weirdo thing that I did. Obsessed with making my life better. Obsessed with improvement. Love it. Gotta make those decisions for yourself, folks. Life's too short to waste it doing something other than what you value. Don't you agree? I mean, come on. Do you really want to be that type of person? You're like 95 years old. I should have done more. I should have played more. I should have spent more time with my family. You know what the common regrets are in life? The top 5 common regrets there are in life? Oh my God, I should have spent more time with my family. Should have played more. It's heartbreaking. Who the hell has convinced us to act differently? Why the hell do we act any differently? It's crazy, man. Man, I'm telling you, it's totally nuts, man. Peter, you want to live in some type of utopia where everybody gets to just frolic along and do whatever they want? No, man. It's not what I'm saying. But I mean, right now, we got a balance issue, right? Let's do what we need to do and do what we want, all right? And let's do what we need to is like really high up here, and do what we want is really low. Let's do it that way. And all I'm saying is to rebalance that, okay? 50-50. You got to work 35 to 40 hours a week, 8 hours a day to pay your bills. All right, let me not go off on that, man. It's pretty weird. 8 hours a day, that's the world we made. We don't have to. People didn't used to. Oh, people used to work. No, man, you have it worse when it comes to work than what people did. People used to have far more leisure time than you do, man. You leave the office, man, work's not even done. You got emails in your pockets. You got things to do. It's crazy. You work way more than human beings have in history, okay? I'm talking about farmers. I'm talking about agriculture. I'm talking about all that stuff, man. You work way more, man. Let's make a decision. Why am I even talking about this? I want a better world, and I think a better world starts with better actions, better decisions. And part of that is the recognition that you're worthy. Darn it. Part of the reason I think people act the way they do is because they don't recognize their own self-worth. What's my self-worth? My self-worth is tied in what I produce, the work that I do. That's what makes me worthy. Yeah. It's good that we have production. It's good to have productive human beings. It's very, very, very important. productive human beings. But if productive human beings don't recognize their own self-worth, what the hell are they going to produce? Huh? If you don't have self-worth, then I can manipulate you and get you to do things that I want you to do. Huh? And a world based on manipulation, I don't think it makes a great world. You are worthy. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about that. You ever feel worthy? Do you ever feel unworthy? I remember one time no, I'm not going to tell that story. I'm not going to tell that story. I'm going to save it for my stand-up comedy. Okay, I'm not going to tell you that story. What I will say is thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. You can give your attention to anything. You decided to give me your attention. By golly, that makes me feel swell. Whether you're watching this live right now or in the future, thank you so much. You make me feel worthy. But you know what? I also make myself feel worthy. I ask myself, what is my value? What is my value? Now, when I say you're worthy, I'm not talking about that participation award culture. You know what I'm talking about? That culture where you gotta go to a soccer game and everybody gets an award. Everybody gets an award, and you're like, what? That's not what I'm talking about. No, I do actually appreciate that type of stuff. I think it's going to make it might not be so great, but I think the spirit that's behind it is that we're all valued, and I think that's really important. So you're worthy, and I'm not talking about that participation award worthiness. I'm talking about you as a human being, man. You as a human being. Look, I believe in competition. I believe you should whack the other guy. I believe about winners and losers. I believe in all that stuff. I believe in hierarchies. I believe that's fine by me. Okay? I believe in that. But when it comes to being a human being, dagnabbit, human beings have intrinsic value. Just because you're human doesn't mean that you get this or get that or give you everything that you want. I'm just saying that when you look at another human being, no matter who they are, no matter how they're acting, they have value just by being a human being. Their actions, their attention, their expression adds to the culture of humanity, adds to what human beings are. They're an example of what a human being is, and they continue just their life force, just the fact that they're alive and capable of reproducing benefits the longevity of humankind. Look, I know if we could push a button and get rid of all the bad people and all the losers and all the people who are willfully stupid, whatever. Could push a button and get rid of those people, they will all be gone. You might think, hey, that makes a better world. There's millions of people just gone. But it would make the human race weaker, right? We learn from our flaws. We learn from our strengths, our weaknesses and our strengths. We learn from how every human behaves. We learn from the bad people as much as from the good people. In fact, the bad people inspire and motivate the good people to do certain things, and vice versa. You get rid of so much of what it means to be human, and you decrease the likelihood that human beings survive. Every person walks around. Every person is a repository, is a node, a nexus, a portal to the potentiality. A portal to potentiality. I got to write that down. Every human is a portal to potentiality. Have the ability to draw forth ideas and concepts and creations and give birth to them in this actual reality. And even terrible people can give birth to wonderful people. Right? Terrible people can give birth to people who are compassionate and caring, empathetic, who are geniuses, who create cures and build wonderful things and create jobs. Like, human beings have intrinsic value just by the nature of who we are. We have a brain. We have eyes and mouth and ears and nose. We have desires to do things and to survive. And all that adds to the economy that contributes to life. This whole hodgepodge, this whole ecosystem, this whole world, this craziness that we call humanity, our life, humankind, exists because of all of us. Look, If you got rid of all the people, oh, this person, they have a great job. Okay, get rid of anybody who doesn't have a great job. They're really smart. Get rid of anybody who's not smart. They're kind. Get rid of anybody who's not kind. It's like the world would be weaker, lesser. So you might look at yourself and you go, I'm not smart. I don't have a lot of money. I don't have a good job. I'm not worthy. Doesn't make any sense, man. You're worthy because you're alive, and being alive is valuable, and your attention is valuable. Do you care about things? Well, you caring about things moves the world. Human beings don't just exist on the dimension of, here we're producing, hammer this thing, screw that thing in. That's not just the dimension we exist in. We exist in a dimension, other human dimensions. There are other dimensions of human beings, of our what we call their soul, what we call the concepts and the ideas that human beings create. The way we move the world, the way we dance. It causes these ripples and vibrations that are at the core, the genesis of creation. Right? Computers and cars and spaceships and technologies, all these things evolve from our desires, our wants, and our needs, our very beingness. And the number of us just expand and multiply exponentially how much we can contribute to this world. You are worthy. And you might think, hey, I've never done anything. I never did anything. Never helped nobody. By being alive, you did. Unless you dug a hole out there and you put yourself in that hole and you never left that hole, as long as you interact with other human beings, you affected them. And every effect that you cause is a ripple out there in the universe, and it mattered. Maybe you smiled at someone. That matters. You know, when you smile at someone, everyone who sees you smile at somebody is statistically more likely to smile at someone else that day. I've mentioned this on this show before. I think it was Simon Sinek who talked about that. It's fantastic. It's fabulous. Everything about you is worthy. Do you know that when crime happens in a neighborhood, in a city, that's a signal to those in charge that something is wrong with the state of being, the economy, the conditions of that place. And so they go in there and they have to fix it. They have to repair things. They have to put more protection. They have to provide more education. They have to provide more resources. Whenever you have a part in a city or a town when people do bad things, commit crimes, it's a signal to the rest of us who want a good world. Hey, do something about here. There's some deficiency we need to solve. When you got a pain in your body, right? You got a pain in your body. It's like, I got a pain in my body. It's recognizing that pain is letting you know, hey, there's something going on in this vicinity here that you got to pay attention to. Everything about you is valuable. If you started croaking and collapsing on the ground, and we'd all look around going, hey, we got to do something. Something's wrong with Jim. Look at Janet. Jim and Janet are just writhing on the ground. We got to fix this. What's wrong with our environment? Don't drink the water, right? You're a signal. You're like a canary in a coal mine. Can you imagine an asteroid comes and hits the Earth and 2/3 of the population gets wiped out? Well, 2/3 of the population, if we're only 500 million, that ain't as much as if we're 7 billion. You matter. You help humanity survive, gosh darn it. You matter. Every human moves humanity forward, and you are no exception. Sands upon a beach. I shouldn't say sands upon a beach. The sands make the beach. Billions of grains of sand. And we create this experience called humanity. You are worthy. And I know there have been times in my life where I did not feel worthy. It's because I lost sight of what it meant to be human. I lost sight of what I contribute to the world. It's not just your job, and it's not just your money, and it's not just your kids. It's every ripple that you create, every action that you perform, every value that you hold, everything about you contributes to humankind. I'm not talking about participation culture. I'm not talking about that getting award just for showing up to soccer game or to whatever. But damn it, you get an award for being alive. You do. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. It ain't easy. It's not easy being a human being. But you're doing it, and you're here, and it matters. Whew. Do you know that when you pass away, your body will be used to make other people? It'll go into the ecosystem, and there it goes again. Even your carcass is valuable. Certainly you being alive is too. All right, this ended in a very weird place. I know that. But I wanted to talk to you about how I felt today, what I feel in my heart. Had a meetup today. It was fantastic. A group of people came over, talked about social anxiety, and part of that was, self-worth, your self-esteem. And I felt like, I don't think people know why they're worthy. They might just say it, but they might not get it. So I hope today you get a little bit more. That's it for the show. I want to invite you out to the event this Friday, but I just feel like there's going to be There's an event happening this Friday called Do Your Own Thing, Supplemental Income. So you can come out to that, and we'll talk about doing your own thing, and maybe finding some ways. Maybe you'll come up with some ways so you can earn some extra cash on the side, so you can do those things that you value. We'll be talking about that and so much more. Remember to like this video. If you liked it, you can dislike it. If you didn't like it, it's perfectly fine. Thank you so much for interacting with me. Subscribe so that and click the little bell so you get notified when Bad Guru Nightly goes live. I go live every single night, folks. It's different times of the day, but I go to bed. I do the show every single night, and I really appreciate that you watch. Thank you so much. My name is Peter Hartman. You're watching Bad Guru Nightly, and I am Bad Guru. See you tomorrow. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it.